Yo, 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 welcome back to Say No More Media. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you in here, if you can hit the subscribe button, join the channel membership. We go live 2 times a day. Today we about to tap all the way in. Yes, sir. This is just an open discussion right now. We about to tap in. Let's see who up here. I'm gonna let y'all get up in here real quick. What's good though? What's the word? What's good? What's good? What it do? Are you really a Colorado Buffalo fan? And what it's like to be a Colorado Buffalo fan in 2026? I ain't gonna lie, it was a tough year in 2025. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you on that. Yeah, so for me personally, I mean, having the year that we had in 2026, I mean, in 2025, it was definitely tough to, pop it like I wanted to pop it being a Colorado Buffalo fan with, finishing 3-9 and 1-8. But I ain't never jumped off ship though. That's one thing I ain't never did. Like, you feel me? I'm rock. That's my team. And keeping it all the way real, no. Was I a Colorado Buffalo fan before Coach Prime Deion Sanders got there? No, I was not. I was not. I was more so like I really didn't have a team before Coach Prime and Deion Sanders did, but I support. First of all, it's one of my the top two favorite athletes of all time. Then what I seen what he was doing with Travis Hunter, letting him play both ways in football, and just being a fan of Shador, and just being having passion about football. Period. I was like, oh yeah, I'm rocking with Colorado. Easy call, like that's a no brainer. Now, even when he was at Jackson State, for sure supported him at Jackson State. For sure was rocking with him because he was doing something that had never been done. So tonight, you feel me? I want to hear from y'all though. Tonight, this is an open forum. Are you a real Colorado Buffalo fan first? And how does it feel in 2026 to be a Colorado Buffalo fan? Because it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting a popping on us after the season we had last year, right? Understandable, right? Understood though, right? We earned that. But with the record that we had, we earned that. You feel me? There we go. Center like that. Yeah, yeah. So we earned that. Respectfully, we earned that. But what I want to say is right now is that still supporting the squad because I seen it happen already. I seen the turnaround they did in 2024. In 2023, we finished 4-8. The next season, we went 9-4 and got to the Alamo Bowl. So I think I do believe in the transfer portal commits. I believe in the way we approach the offseason. I definitely see us being able to pop it in 2026 and actually be able to hand out some belt instead of getting some of the belt that we received in 2026. Absolutely. Maja Vibes, what's good, fam? What it do? We got to pop it today. We talking about, what it's like to be a Colorado Buffalo fan. And are you still a fan? And you feel me? And are you a real fan? You know what I mean? Like, not in a sense of like overly fanned out, but you feel me? Like, yeah, it was tough last season. And to see our college football team is always going to be the number one in the headlines, number one in the news. We always going to be number one talked about, and then everybody is like hoping to build off another season of them not being successful. You feel me? So that's why we got to stand tall on our tens right now. I believe. I'm weak. Yeah, that's right, bro. I believe Coach Prime coming out the tunnel. I believe. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Ty Richardson, what's good? God bless you, my CU Bus brothers and sisters. God bless you too, brother. What's good? I ain't gonna lie, bro. At the end of the year, when Coach Prime came out that tunnel, I think at the time we might have been like 3-7, something wicked, bro. Like the year before when he came out that tunnel, he was just like, he had the team behind him. He had that little bounce to him. I seen Prime come out the tunnel one day that he had his hands up, like, bro, Lord, I believe, like, he was holding them up, like, I believe, like, but, bro, it's tough. I ain't gonna hold you. What's good, Ty Richardson? God bless for sure, bro. So, yeah, basically, I just wanted to open up the chat. So, how y'all feel about this season, bro? Like, how y'all feel about the 2026 season? Why'd you become a Colorado Buffalo fan in the first place? And has it been tough with everything going on, especially with all the pressure that's on us going into 2026? They have it on their chest. If the team believing, I have to do my part and believe as well. Absolutely, bro. Support and believe. That's why we doing what we're doing. You feel me? But I also want to address, how and I, if this message ever gets up to Boulder or CU, I hope it does. Man, there's there's a fan base that is like makes it tough sometimes to be a Colorado Buffalo fan because I promise you, if you say one thing that doesn't agree or you can't agree to disagree, if you don't believe wholeheartedly, blindly, like everything that happened was cool and we supposed to be okay with it, then it's just like, oh, you ain't a fan, you ain't a believer, all this other stuff. I feel like we got to address that in 2026. We got to bring it back down a little bit as fans because we look crazy when I'm a Colorado fan, you a Colorado fan, but you getting at me because you telling me like, oh, I just gotta, I don't like what, like I can't see what would just happen as a football team. That's like somebody throwing 6 interceptions and the coach just takes him and walks him to the bench and be like, it's all good, bro. Continue. Hey, you see what you're seeing out there. Don't address what went wrong. What did you see? What happened on this play? Why'd you throw the pick? What can we do to fix it? Is just believe, and I believe in you. Next season, don't worry about it. It's all good. That's not reality. You feel me? We 60s go 7. What's good? Colorado fans versus Seahawks fans. Is that what it is? But I'm just saying we gotta come together on something. You feel me? Because it's getting crazy. Like I started this channel out of the love for Colorado and Coach Prime, but the most people that be coming at me is Colorado. It's like, what's going on, bro? Like I don't get that part. I feel like everybody should have their opinion and it's entitled and we can respect it. But blatantly telling me, like, perfect example, saying something like how I seen Jordan Seaton was how he was at the end of the last season. Didn't he kind of shut it down? I mean, knowing college football and me, just understanding, okay, DJ and Seaton did it. It raised questions, right? It raised questions. Everybody was like, out of nowhere, I was looking like a couple games, like, where's Seaton at? Where's McKinney? Like, oh, I didn't even see him on the injury report. Whatever, right? What's going on? Todd Richardson 3. I'm an OG Colorado fan since the 80s. I'm definitely excited but optimistic we're going to get better this year for sure. For sure. Absolutely. I agree. And just, seeing that, and then I put the video out on Seaton, right? And just like before the portal hits, but I'm talking about, I think it might have been right after the last game. Like, oh yeah, I think he's going to, see other options. What's wrong with seeing what that was going to happen and being like, everybody's like, no way he leaves. He's down. Ain't no way. See his people like you, all this other stuff, right? And I was just like, all right, I'm responding in the comments like, nah, I'm telling you, bro, like there's, losing brings, people start making decisions for themselves. And Coach Prime came out and said the money, that's absolutely a factor for sure. But I just called it out and it was just like, we got to do better on that. You got to be able to say what you want to say in 2026 without, having our own having our own fan base be the toughest. You feel me? They be on demon. You can't say nothing. You can't question nothing. You can't raise no questions. You can't say, hey, who's this person we got in the portal? You just better believe who we got in the portal was cool. See, you right there. You don't believe. Get him out. See, we got another one. He don't like what? What you mean, bro? I mean, did you not just see what happened last season? So that's what I'm trying to talk about. I can agree to disagree, but some people just go wild and do that little extra. Yeah, you feel me? Critique is one thing. Backlashing, making it personal is a different story. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It definitely gets personal too. You feel me? Like I can agree with that. But we gotta see too, like being fans, bro. That stuff hurt last season, bro. That was painful. I mean, if you're really a Colorado fan and you're a football fan, nobody likes to lose. And I felt like that was one of the biggest situations coming from, the team from the season before, and then this year, and then even the transfer portal commits that came in here. You feel me? Like they were coming in off of the 2024 season, the Heisman Trophy, 7 people in the NFL draft, undrafted. We in the Shrine Bowl, Hula Bowl, the Combine is popping. It's going crazy, right? And then you get there and experience a season like last season. It's like, I feel like, imagine how the players feel. We were on the outside like, damn, well, like, what just happened, bro? Like, we blinked 3-9, 1-8. But then the players too. Now, I wasn't privy to know exactly what went on in Boulder, you feel me? But there's different reasons as to this, and that. Who knows? Coach Prime already took accountability for it. That's what it is. We still believe in the vision and everything. I'm just addressing the fact that is it cool to have concerns heading into 2026 after what happened in 2025? Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's cool to have those concerns. As a football team, that's at the next week, if we allow 500 rushing yards, and then the next week we don't address it, we don't look at the film, we don't say, hey, what happened on there? Why do we give up 500? You feel me? Of course, everybody's going to be like, the same thing's going to happen all over again. You feel me? Last year hurt for sure. Man, I couldn't even finish a full game. Bro, I was sick. Throwing stuff around the house, all that. You feel me? That's a fact. I was sick too because I knew we were better and I knew it was a combination of the right players, the right fit, the right scheme, all that. So Jacksonville was good. What up? What's good? What's good? I appreciate y'all being in here today. Appreciate y'all for sure. Yeah, bro. It was a combination of a few things, bro. That I feel like in 2026 is just it's going to be a combination of scheme, preparation, and the best thing I see right now is how much camaraderie the team looks like they have it right now. It definitely looks like the team is having some super camaraderie, bro. Like all the it looks like the players is meshing, the players is gelling together. Like you said, Coach Prime already took accountability. We see him making changes, absolutely, and that people just continue to hate on him. We can't even move forward to what these changes will look like. Absolutely, you can't hold somebody. You can't keep holding that over their head. I agree. But we for sure looking at this portal season. We looking at the incoming, everybody we got coming in this year. We definitely paying a little bit more attention to what's going on. So I absolutely. So that's why I named it today, like just a forum, so where we could just come in here and feel like you got a safe space to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? If there is anything that we want to see better next season, like for me, absolutely. I want to see I can just keep it real. My main concern for next season is the depth chart and who we put out, who we name a starter, because once we throw them out there in that game, what they give us, that's a win or a loss based off of I know in Colorado it's based on like if we don't see it in practice, how could we see it? Combination of film study or whatever, right? But I feel like too many times last year, if we could have had a different personnel group, we could have won the game. I feel like certain players was ready, but they were sitting on that sideline and we had the wrong people out there. That was my gripe of watching the season. Like, looking like, bro, why is he even out there right now, bro? Like, you feel me? Like, he clearly ain't ready. Like, get him out of there, coach. Next one up. So I feel like in 2024, we had clearer starters. And I feel like for 2026, what I want, I want people who separate themselves in the group early. You feel me? Like just separation. Like, all right, they out of there. We create this is our starting line, this is our starting right tackle, even the running back group. I want the rotators, but I want the cream to rise to the crop, bro. You feel me? That's a fact. What's good? What's good? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. What y'all think about this here, though, too? I was just gonna ask y'all what y'all think about this merch concept right here. I mean, I already got it printed up, so it's too late now. I mean, they already, you feel me? They already in the building, but I was just trying to get y'all opinion. You feel me? I was trying to get y'all opinion on this too. Anybody else in here do fashion? Anybody else make clothes, make fashion, or anything? When to get you feel me? See how y'all thought about some of these designs right here. This one to me is the hardest one. I ain't gonna hold you. What do you think about the depth chart? I think we still short on the D tackles and linebackers. Just Jabri, yeah, absolutely. And then good point is just snap count too. Like how many people we actually have, with production and what conference of production. So right now for linebacker, I was looking at the snap count. I know Gideon, ESPN, Lampert has a lot of production at the FCS level, and we just see what Indiana did. So of course that transfers over well. But then I'm looking at the linebacker Tafaitu, whatever his name is, and a lot production is really well, and it was from coming out of Texas. So Power Five, I like that. So I feel like, and for the D lineman, the injury bug hit us at D lineman last season. So I definitely feel like boy trying to get me in trouble in them streets, belt everywhere. That's a fact. Belt everywhere, bruh. Facts. I ain't gonna hold you. You got to give belt this season for real. Yeah, so that was probably my most concern for this season, for the depth, is for injuries, like being prepared for injuries going into 2026, like because that really we took the injury bug last season at the D lineman position for sure. What else we got going on? Production is good everywhere. Let me see. 2024, they wanted it bad. They was dogs for real. If that 2024 team had another year together, they probably would have won Natty. Yeah, we definitely would have been in the college football playoffs for sure. Absolutely. No, I that was a well-rounded team. Now, BYU did put belt on us in the Alamo Bowl, but at the same time, I feel like with a whole year together, absolutely. Oh, y'all see this article that just came out right here? This just surfaced about 20 minutes ago. I appreciate y'all being in here too, bro. I appreciate y'all being in here. So it says Colorado schedule reveals Deion will face plenty of former players, right? So the Colorado Buffaloes officially unveiled their 2026 schedule on Wednesday, but as soon as Deion Sanders enters his fourth season at the helm in Boulder, it comes with a reminder of just how much college football has changed. That's a fact. We was going over the videos yesterday and just seeing how many different people are at different schools now. But, that's 2026. That's college football. That's the landscape. Familiar faces, Colorado 2026. You already know. Colorado's 2022 schedule opens up with a road trip to Georgia Tech on September 5th, where they're going to play including defensive back Savion Riley, Taj McCoy, and Taufik Damas. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Last season, injuries was real. Suspect a lot of fake injuries when it was clear that season was over. Yeah, you got to do it, Keith, right. How many fake it? Yeah, absolutely. They shut it down, brother, end of the season. A lot when it's not going right. Some people were preserving their redshirt year. And understand this, as a college football player, would you burn a year of eligibility on a season like that if you looking around you, the leadership as far as from the players who brought the team together, you got to have the right. Sometimes the coach need to be able to leave you in the room and the players lead themselves. So who was that for us last season? Who was trying to get us to buy in? Because it's hard to be like, nah, fam, I got to think about my career now. Like we 3-9, 1-8. I'm not going to burn a year of eligibility. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely part of what you're saying, right? That's a good point, bro. That's a good point. You feel me? A lot shut it down on us, bro. And then that's what I was talking about. Like 2024, 2023, we had those players that came over with Coach Prime from Jackson. I feel like that was the last season. Like when Cameron Silman Craig and them left, it was Shiloh, Shador, Trav, Cameron Silman Craig, like all them guys who came over, Jeremiah Brown, the Brown that was on the offensive line. Those people who were, crack helmets, you feel me, whether they was getting NIL or nothing because it was the movement. Now you get transfer portal players in. It's like, what can you give me? I need that bread. And then, Coach Prime already like, man, I NFL over NIL. So that now you get people in, you pay them that bread. And he like, I had players last year that would have put 3 times not only the production, but just the I ain't going out like that on the field. So, and then I paid you how much money? So, yeah, all that came into a factor. So I agree with you on that, bro. Like last season was real suspect on the injuries. Yeah, people shut it down, bro, for sure. Keith Ryham, yeah, people shut it down. But the last season, I don't think you would have seen anybody shutting it down. Like when there's success and you got, you're building on the program and you're winning. You feel me? Of course you ain't gonna shut it down. But yeah, bro, that was just overall a tough season to get through. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like we talked about in here, bro. It was hard to get through some games last season, bro. Hard to get through some games last season, for real. This is my pride and joy right here. Their belt all season. Belt. Ultimately, it's CP fault. No cookie cutter. The man trusted his staff, and unfortunately, they let him down. Yep. I mean, when you're gone from that long, when you're away from the team, and coaches can get big-headed, staff can get big-headed too. You feel me? Staff and coaches can get big-headed too. And just think it's easy to replicate a season like last year. The preparation was supposed to be doubled down like it's season 1, year 1, like your job is on the line. People can get comfortable just expecting that we're going to have the same production. There was no Heisman Trophy winner last year, bro. There was no Travis that was going to not only lock down one side of the field, but what he was going to give you on offense. The team was going, Travis was the type of leader, like his play set the tone. His play set the standard. We needed players to come out there and set the standard last year, bro. Who set the standard for us last season? I mean, Omarion Miller was, doing his dance, he came along a little later on in the season, though. A quarterback, too. Your quarterback leads you, bro. You got to take on the identity of your quarterback, too. Kaidon Salter was really laid back, and that was really a lot of tough shoes to fill, bro. It's hard to fill shoes like that. Those ain't no easy shoes to fill. And if him and the coordinators have to be on the same page, too. Yeah, leave that up there in case anybody's trying to tap in. We might have to pull up to a Colorado game rocking it. You feel me? Philip failed CU. The coaches were probably trying to tell him about players, but he refused to listen. You can see the recruiting different now. They are picking wisely with production. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On my members only, I'm going to do a theory I have about some other stuff, like with all the, a lot of bread was spent last season, bruh. And I feel like we got to do a better job of, where that bread was being passed around. And, yeah, for me, the bread definitely didn't match the record. And I feel like in 2026, already seeing what Indiana just did, now I feel like it makes even more sense to, hey, if we can build through the FCS portal, production plus snaps, we got to get some athleticism. But I think the most important thing that wins games sometimes is not even about talent. It's about how you rocking for each other. And right now, what I already seen in that locker room, they excited. We only lifting weights, bro, and they supporting each other. You feel me? Even though a lot of people are just meeting themselves for the first time, the OG Buffs are doing a good job that understanding we can't have the morale and how it was last season. I know the morale swang up and down. I'm not saying it was all bad last season, but there was times when it just looked, especially on the sideline, it got dark, bro. It got spooky. What's Colorado's price budget or how much they spent last year? I'll be lying if I told you the exact number, but I know we spent, upwards towards, I know Juju's price tag was like 1.2, 1.5. Seton was like 1.5, 2 million. And then allegedly what was going on with Caden Salter and Jaheim Otis was like upwards toward 800,000. I ain't watching nobody's pockets exactly, but I'm not, those are all the legend numbers, honestly. What up with your membership? Tell the people what they consist of. Oh, we'll do we'll have discussions like this, members only videos too, because I do before I started going live, a lot of the stuff I did was covering the players, the incoming players. We got storylines. So if we do memberships, there'll be members only videos. You feel me? That I'll drop. Still go live. We'll do some members only live only chats. You know what I'm saying? The badges, all the other stuff that comes with YouTube. You feel me? But yeah, even if you just want to support, you feel me? There's like the bottom tier membership that's like $2.99, but I'll do this for free, bro, at the end of the day, because that's how much of a fan I am, regardless. But I want to hear from y'all too, bro. What's y'all biggest concern going into 2026 right now with the team? And tonight's live was literally everything we talking about is what it's like to be a Colorado Buffalo fan, bro, in 2026, because it did get spooky for us last year, bro. It did. I wouldn't be telling you the truth if it didn't get spooky last season, because it did for sure. Yes, sir. So that's why I just wanted to, usually we'll go over something like, we'll talk about a review or a video or something. That's going to be my second live tonight. So if you tap in later on tonight, I did the whole Weber State breakdown as well. Some more formations and everything. I'm trying to split my lives up into like one, we just chopping it up, we just talking, and then I'm gonna bring I gotta bring some football in depth, some formations, some depth charts, football analysis. I'm just trying to sprinkle in because I noticed not everybody wants to talk X's and O's, bro. I noticed, like, I was looking at the chat, like, not everybody wants to talk football. Some people just want to talk about what's going on around, you feel me, the program. And that's good too. My concern is the defensive scheme. Yeah, Rob Livingston, bro. This is your year to prove it. You did it last season, but this is definitely the season where we want to see the defense. We got to get back to leading the Big 12 in sacks last season. I think our highest sacks was Keaton Wade and Arden Walker with 2.5 sacks. You're not going to get, we got to be able to pressure the quarterback for that system to work with Livingston. We got to get pressure. If our defensive tackles ain't getting no depth into the backfield, we're not breaking up nothing just on our base front, we're not going to be successful. You feel me? My concern is the scheme. Spooky, more like terrified. Facts. So yeah, if you got coming to my usually lives, I usually got something on the screen, X's and O's, breakdowns. Yesterday, we scouted Georgia Tech. You can check out that video yesterday. I scouted Georgia Tech, key returning players, departures. They don't have Haynes Kings this season, but sometimes I just want to jump on here and just chop it up because I be getting a lot of the comments. I respond to every comment I can. So this was the opportunity for people. We've either went back and forth in the comments before. We didn't agree on something. We agreed on something. So I would just want to give an open forum so us to just get it out there. You know what I mean? Just talk about what's going on. And like being a fan of Colorado is just like when you see the media, and then even right now even right now in the YouTube world, it's just like it's been a switch. Like this is what having a losing season, there's just domino effects. But now we back on the up and up, bro. We trying to put that behind us and we trying to build forward. But I'm just trying to see what are we going to do this season to not replicate last season? You feel me? Nah, for real, though, they can't stop quarterback run for nothing. Yeah, our numbers against the quarterback were insane, bro. It was crazy work. I ain't going to hold you. Let me go to this screen for a minute. Hold on real quick. I was gonna pull something up. Go back to this screen real quick. So, yeah, the reunions don't stop there. Colorado will also travel to Baylor on September 26th. open up the Big 12 conference play where former Buffalo's wide receiver Draylon Miller and center Yakiri Walker now reside, setting up another matchup layered with familiarity. The following weekend, we got Cash Cleveland could line up against CU when the Buffs host Texas Tech on October 3rd. Oh, Cash Cleveland went to Texas Tech. And y'all remember when him and Seton put out that tweet about him, like, man, loyalty or whatever. That's just how the college football world goes, bro. I didn't know Cash Cleveland was at Texas Tech. I ain't gonna hold you. I did not know he was at Texas Tech. And then, of course, I'm trying to get that off the field. That's off the screen. That's crazy. And then, of course, oh, okay, we got more players we playing. All right, the former Colorado star Omarion Miller will await the Buffs when they travel to Arizona State November 7th. I can't wait. We going live on all the Colorado games too, bro. We got to go live. We got to watch the games together so we can react together and see what's going on. Bill, all season, Bill. Mila, what you feel like Colorado need to do to be great this season or focus on? I feel like the biggest thing we need to do is roster mesh, brotherhood outside of football. I feel like we got to get back to them old school like story. There has to be a story what we're playing for this year. There has to be a goal. We have to come together as a football team first. Our philosophy, everybody got to be locked in behind the head coach. Everybody got to be locked in. We got to be riding for each other. Egos have to be put to the side. And I feel like the type of players that they brought in this season, like it does, you know, when the depth chart comes out, it does make a difference. Some players get disgruntled, but I just feel like we got to be on the same page. One oil machine. So what would you call that? Everybody together. Like we got to be united, bro. One united front. And the defense got to set the tone. I don't care how many points Brendan Marion can put up on the board. If we can't if we can't stop, we can't give up 400 yards a game. We can't give up over 200 yards rushing, over 200 yards passing a game. So I feel like camaraderie with the team first, brothership, and then after that, scheme, defensive scheme. Defense can take you all the way to a national championship, bro. Literally, we've seen it done in the NFL. We've seen it done everywhere. Like a good defense can take you a long ways, bro. Baltimore Ravens, 2001. A good defense can take you places. Absolutely. You can't trust players anymore. What they say anymore fooled me. That's a fact, bro. Now we want to see it on tape for sure. I agree with you there, 1,000%. Facts. You know, if they put out a video later on today too, I'll react to either Darius or Well Off Media. Salute to them brothers over there, what they're doing up there in Colorado for sure. Big fan, been rocking with them since day one for sure. You know, if they put out anything later, we'll do a reaction with like we did the other day too. But see, Coach Prime need to send these players on a team retreat for a good week just to know each other. Yeah, kind of what we did 2024. We were all a part of that when we seen that in 2024. And I feel like, and if any of us anybody else play football in here? Anybody play football in the chat? Anybody else play football? And if you do stuff like that, you go off for a weekend, you spend time with each other, everybody from different backgrounds are coming together on a football team. Football is the ultimate team sport, bro. It's not like basketball. You can't just pass me the rock and I could just go 1 against 5. And if I'm like that, I could score. What you got to do is that block matters. Everything, in order for the receiver to catch the ball, the line has to block. The quarterback has to get it to him. In order for the running back to be successful, the guard has to make his block. The tackle has to make his block. Everything matters. So I agree. If we get to know each other more, we get to understand each other's background. I think Coach Prime did a really good job of that. When he was gone last season, I feel like that was missing. So y'all could probably agree there. Like that's what felt was missing. Like since he was going through them surgeries and all that, they didn't have somebody to bring the team together. I know they was getting together like on strength and conditioning with Swayze and all that, but I'm talking about getting away, just getting to know each other outside of football. The fact. The transfer portal era reshapes how fan experiences in college. Oh, this looks interesting right here. Let me see what they have to say right here. Matter of fact, let's all take a trip to a game to Colorado. For real, bruh. I'm with it. Let's go. I gotta take a look at their schedule. I ain't trying to go when it's cold, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not trying to sit out in no snow, bro. I'm not. That's why I like when they were in the Pac-12, bro. They had a lot more sunny games, bro. They came to LA. They was at UCLA. They did a lot more. They went to Arizona. They had a lot more games that was just like sunny. I feel like right now, especially that latter end of the schedule, November, December, It gets frosty. So in previous eras of college football, seeing a former player across the sideline was rare, but today it's becoming a routine. The transfer portal and NIL have fundamentally reshaped college football, not just from a roster building standpoint, but from a fan perspective as well. Fans now enter each season knowing what a favorite player could enter the transfer portal, why to appear to the next. The reality was, basically, 1 year you're a team, the next year somebody's gone. That's basically what the transfer portal is now. That's a fact. And it's different now, especially seeing everybody. But I think Coach Prime's different, though. But I think a lot of the players that he helped get, I don't think it's as bad as it might have been mentioned. I think he helped a lot of these players get to their situation or sat down and talked with them, and he knew they were about to hit the portal, and he encouraged them, go get that bag if they can give it to you. You got to do what you got to do for yourself. He understands if it was him. I mean, they did it at Jackson State. You feel me? Like, he felt like he had to get on a bigger platform for Shedeur. Was Shedeur going to get drafted out of the SWAC? Yeah. Possibly. Was Travis Hunter going to get drafted out of the SWAC? Possibly at Jackson State. But when Travis went with Coach Prime, it was, we're going to play both ways. And then I need to get to a Power 4 conference, of course. And then that's what he did. So, yeah, they had to leave Jackson State to do what was best for them. They had to, not only take on the challenge of building up a program like Colorado, but also he had to put his sons in the best position to get noticed, to get on the NFL draft radar. What y'all feel about that Duke quarterback situation, bro, going on with that NIL deal? Y'all heard about that situation going on with the Duke quarterback? That's wild. I ain't gonna hold you. That's why there got to be some type of regulations right now in college football. Yes, I was hoping they come to the West. Matter of fact, let's take a trip. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I hope this season that they actually, like, I hope, like, if we go to a game, I hope it could be like some early in the season. Like, yeah, let me see. All right, I was looking for that Duke quarterback. What y'all feel about that situation going on with the Duke quarterback? So they said a restraining order. That's crazy work. Let me see what's going on in here. Yeah, I was hoping they come out West. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. So the judge has granted Duke's request for a temporary restraining order blocking quarterback Darian Mensah from enrolling to play football at another school until a court hearing set until Friday. He trying to run off with the bag, bruh. The school filed a lawsuit Monday in Durham County Superior Court against Mensah, seeking to block his efforts to transfer and reach a contract with another school to play elsewhere next season. That's why I feel like there has to be some regulations, bro. Like, we can't pay you all this NIL money, then you just dip. That's crazy work. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's fair, too. He signed a contract that he should have understood. Duke invested money on him. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Like, trying to dip and I don't know. So if they paid him for next season, that's a whole different story, too. $10 million and his sister full scholarships. Yeesh. But listen, look what just happened with Miami's quarterback, Beck. We paid him all that money. That screen's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Look, this would just happen with the quarterback for Miami, Carson Beck. We paid him that money, and then when it was time for him to make the play that we paid him the money to make, you know what I mean? So, but I do think with no salary cap, this is, it's like in the NFL. One quarterback's going to set the standard for the next year's quarterback. So if they're getting $6 million, now I'm going to ask for $8 million. Now I'm going to ask for $10 million. And yeah, I would love to be a quarterback right now in college football. Nick Pillow 5692 was good, brother. Welcome to the stream. Apparently Miami would buy him out of Duke, but I guess they don't care. Yeah, of course they do. They got you see how much revenue they just made for the college football playoffs and that new revenue share they had? They made Indiana with Adidas, Indiana, and Miami cleaned house. I think the average ticket was like $4,000 to go to the national championship game, somewhere along those prices. It was crazy. Apparently, I do think there has to be regulations in the NIL money. But for us, I think when Coach Prime said that's going to be the last supper, I think that's what he meant. That was going to be the last time we just broke the bank, paid a pretty penny, and this. It's a everything is a transactional thing, and even in football, I bring you to my school, I put you on scholarship, and I'm paying you NIL money. I'm expecting something back in return. And last year, what we paid out versus we got in return, crazy work. Not even gonna hold you. They made millions. Facts. Oh yeah, they cleaned up. Yeah, upwards toward like 40 million. Probably the numbers are still coming in from like the cable revenue, the TV revenue, the merch, you know, the food vendors, everything. Like, yeah, Miami did well. So now Miami's collective, now their portal's open. They got more money to spend. If they offer my sis, I'm going too fast. Yeah, a lot of those deals going right now. That's how we lost Colton Hood. I mean, allegedly. So allegedly, he wanted Rodney Hood to be on scholarship too, and that's the reason why he ultimately left to Tennessee. Situations like that. Now, I'm not the source of that. I don't know if that's true. That's just something that I heard allegedly. Of course, I'm put that out there. I ain't trying to put no smut on Colorado. So that's what you believe he said the Last Supper. Yeah, I believe that was the Last Supper. The Last Supper was, this is the last time you come and we pay y'all what I paid y'all. Because if you know Coach Prime already from watching the videos already, he don't like to hand out cheese like that anyways. Imagine when he paid, some of them was making probably upwards what maybe like Shiloh or Shedeur Travis made, or somebody, they might have paid somebody what Silman Craig or BJ Green made. And then you see what BJ Green did. Over 10 sacks or close to 10 sacks, went to the NFL. You see what Cameron Silman Craig did, and then you pay the same numbers to a group that gives you this in 2025. Yeah, he said it's the Last Supper, bro. That's the last time I do that. And that probably is what I was probably aimed at, maybe a little bit the recruiting staff, everything. That's why he said, yeah, if we giving them, I'm putting eyes on them this year. If we handing out bags like that, because of course, in order to get talent in 2026, we got to pay. Ain't nobody coming over here for free. Ain't nobody coming to play in Colorado for free, especially, you got to get, of course, if you a dog and you believe in the system, it's NFL or NIL. But again, yeah, Last Supper, meaning like they gonna have probably some, I don't know if they're trying to maybe work on some contracts maybe, or just something to better regulate. Because last season, what we paid out versus what we got back was crazy. Nick Pillow, 56. If he not playing, he not going to get the guys though. Yeah, not to that level. You take that risk whenever you bring guys in, hire guns, so they get the chance to mesh or have chemistry. Yeah, absolutely. That's a fact. That's a fact. You you got to pay what you weigh, as they say, right? You pay what you weigh. And I think the difference was, like, for me, that's why I also said too, I said, dang, that was the last group of the original Colorado Buffaloes. Like, people who would be like, look, coach, you get me to here, you get me to 75,000 in a scholarship, I'm already gonna go balls to the wall for you. You got some people who are following him, but then now when you get these different portal people, it's the money's first. Like what he was saying, I agree with him. What he said in the prime was like the money, like these kids is leading with the money. And he said that's the fastest way for him not to even recruit a kid. But how do you get better depth, better talent? Of course, you're gonna have. That's when negotiations. Look at Jordan Seaton right now. Jordan Seaton's like, if you want me to stay at Colorado, off of last season, the record versus no matter what you say, it's a rebuild in 2026. After you have a season like that, anything after that is considered a rebuild. It is what it is. You went 3-9, so anything above that, we rebuilt. We had a better season. So did he want to be a part of a rebuild? Okay, let me go see what somebody else will offer me. Bigger, more money. Colorado, I'm going to give you the opportunity to match more money or give me more. Why? Give me more money because this team, Miami, is offering me that amount plus the opportunity to play in the college football playoffs, plus, a chance to play in the national championship. So, and then now they got agents too. So now, and it's not only the agents trying to get that percentage too. So it's not more so like, that's why I feel like the original bus who just walked in there, sat with Prime and was like, bro, we're going to help you rebuild this ship. We're going to help you rebuild this program. It's more than that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that group is gone. Facts. I feel like that group, and we felt that last season. We felt that this season with just an influx of different guys who seen the hype, they seen the money, they seen the brand, they seen what we did in 2024, and then they just, that was hard shoes to fill. Yes, sir. I can agree on your context. Absolutely. Nick Pill, appreciate it, brother. I appreciate y'all being here too, bro. I got to be able to, I was seeing something that was like, let's see if you could hold a stream without reviewing anything. I just started reviewing channels when they drop some videos, bro. Before that, I've been doing this for a year. I don't have to review a video to talk. Like, that's what I do. I don't, that's what my family says my problem is already. I don't stop bumping. I'm always talking. So, to be honest, Seaton, I believe, is getting offered unbelievable money, and a lot of the guys complained about Colorado's coaching not being as good as their old schools. I remember Seaton was critiquing coaches. Yeah, and that's okay to say. The players have a voice too, bro. And that's one thing I'm going to do on my channel. If you weren't there exactly, a perfect example. We watched Caleb Mathis come out and say, hey, it was tough, and it wasn't a lot to be happy about. Not my words. That's what he said based on the season. So you think there's other players who weren't playing and they were like, nah, bro, I don't. You don't. Not everybody's gonna agree on everything. So on my channel, I'm just gonna tell it how it is. I've been around coaches and been like, bro, what is you doing? Like, look at Pat Shermer. Look at the plays he was calling. We didn't take no time off the clock. We would just run it. It was so predictable. We would run it on first down, throw it 2 times on second and third, go 3 and out and punt. Predictability, bro. So yeah, I agree. Some of the stuff, yeah, I agree. Yep, that could have been a possibility. Like I said, I always say every person leaves the portal for different reasons. Everybody I don't think everybody just left for particularly money. Some for a better scheme, some for a better opportunity to play. Some players can't cut it at a power 4 level. That's a fact. We look at last season. We paid out all this money, didn't get what we was expecting from your profile, from what your PFF grade was, what the 247 ranked you, what on 3 ranked you. You know, those rankings is all good until you get in that Big 12 or you get in that SEC and you get belt. Then what does that PFF grade mean? It means a program just paid a whole lot of money for a whole. It means that every situation has to work best for the player. I'm pro player too, bro. I'm pro player, pro program. I see it from both sides because a program cannot have their X's and O's tightened up too. Their scheme cannot be working. You can get out coached, which we did. We got out coached and out schemed and probably we went 3-9. We got out scheming, out coaching a good 6 games. Keeping it 100. What they was doing was working, but what we doing weren't working. And we had you ever heard this the saying when they say they got our number? Teams had our number too early and too often in the season. Absolutely. He wants to get to the league and get the best coach, and nothing wrong with that. And like I said, what I said in my video was, if you think Coach Prime was looking and seeing McKinney and Seton shut it down, he didn't know what was going on. Come on, bro. Drop 100 if you think Coach Prime. I mean, come on, bro. Like a perfect example I said in my video was that's like Shiloh and Shedeur saying, "Oh, my stomach hurt. I can't go to school today." You're like, huh? What you mean? Oh. Then the next week, oh man, my stomach hurt. I can't go to school today. Come on, bro. And then to deepen that conversation, did he say, "Hey, go get your money, dog"? I mean, I'm gonna say this. This is all allegedly. I'm just saying he's pro player. He told Julian Lewis, "Shut it down. I'm not gonna waste a year." So Prime is pro player. So if you pair that with Seton and McKinney shutting it down for the season, you think that ran as OG like Prime, bro? Y'all really think that went past his head like, "Yo, they injured, they can't play"? That's my personal opinion. Now, this is not anything representing Colorado or what Prime, anything. That's my personal opinion. I think he knew they shut it down. He could see it. They shut it down. And they had to think about their future. Let me see. Let me get in here. My bad. Let me get in here real quick. That's not, if y'all agree. I mean, come on. I mean, what y'all think happened? I mean, yeah. Last Supper to me was he sat down with his coaches and he talked about what he's going to do, told certain curtains that they was going to happen, betrayal. Then Coach Prime coming back to save the program. That's a good point, and that's something I want to talk about our members only because I don't want this to leak out there. But I think with that money, just hear what I'm saying. With that money that was being passed around and who it was being passed around to, allegedly, I'm gonna keep it out allegedly. I'm saying there are certain bags being thrown around. You feel me? You could do a lot with, there's agents, there's people who get some bread, and I might, look, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it out like that, but allegedly, you dig what I'm saying? Like, yeah, resurrection. Players are listening to goofies outside the program, which made that locker room toxic. One example was a safety was getting critiqued from Coach Prime. He said, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need to listen again." That's crazy work. That brings me back to what I was saying, bro. One brain, one family, one team. Like you gotta buy in. The players gotta buy into the coach's scheme too. And there's very smart football players out too. Travis was a very intelligent football player. Shedeur, intelligent. Like there's a lot of smart football players who go, hold on, what? Like what that doesn't make no sense, bro. So yeah, I've been on the field before and be like, we're running cover. Who? Bro, he about to get, you're putting him on him one-on-one backside. Bell, Bring the belt out. Then you walk back and look at the coach, and the coach got his clipboard. He got it. What is all that for? What you got the visor and the set for? Common sense tells you not to leave him backside one-on-one with nobody, with no safety help. You ain't got to be NFL experience, nothing to understand that. Roll the safety over. Come on. Let's run Apache. Let's run man under. You feel me? Keep that. Help me. Like, help me. He's about to cook me. Roll that safety. Let me cover anything 14 and 15 yards under. Any deep ends, any curl routes, any slants. I got that underneath. But roll that safety over the top, bro. We're getting to, yeah, you dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, a lot of stuff was some schemes in coaching. I ain't going to hold you. This is a channel. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it honest. That's the only way you learn how to move forward. If outsiders can make your locker room toxic, then guys aren't brought in. Nick Pillow, yeah, absolutely. Jabri and DJ could have left All I Care for Bro mid. Yeah, it's been a lot of DJ. I mean, he got his opportunity. Coach Prime hyped him up more than anybody coming in the 20s. He made me believe. But, I mean, when Travis was taking on the number one wide receiver and he got 3 interceptions a year before, like 7 PBUs or whatever, I still believed that Colton Hood was a better corner than him. That was my personal opinion. And I felt like every time Colton Hood got in the game, he actually produced. And I feel like it should have been Travis and Colton Hood, but McKinney has the size and he has everything you look for in a corner. I mean, he does. And I feel like Coach Prime seen him. You've seen it from the videos. He was always telling you, you're going to be a first-round corner if you lock in. But last year was his opportunity to prove that. Can you be a man? Can you go strap up that side of the field? Corner's the hardest position to play. You got to be the most athletic. You got to be able to be one-on-one with arguably the other team's best weapon. You feel me? That's a good point, though. Got to remember these guys are young players. The internet is the new thing nowadays. Ain't like back in the days. Facts, yeah, they're high school kids. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. A lot of the kids, that's why I said leadership last season. Like, leadership, bro. Leadership mattered. Feel Coach Prime need to call his own plays. Yeah. Does he need to call his own plays? I feel like he brought in Brendan Marion exactly for that. Hey, 7, yeah, I appreciate all the likes, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. People were complaining about Pat's SS12s last year. Yeah, I feel like they could have ran something that favored Kaidon Salter a little bit. If you looked at his Liberty tape, they could have put the right. I feel like Kaidon Salter was waiting too long for people to get open. And I feel like this year's team would have been perfect for Kaidon Salter with Danny Scudero, Cam Perry, Quentin Gibson, those quicker slot receivers. Because when he was sitting back there, when if you just watched Salter last season, he was turning, he was looking, and you got Omarion Miller. He's not the fastest wide receiver. Sincere Brown, he's your go ball. And then Joseph Williams, they took long to get open on intermediate right. He needed quick dumps, quick little dumps, move the change, RPO. When the end crashes over, he can bleak around, all that. But I feel like, you feel me? Like, yeah, I feel like Shermer could have did better on bringing them. I feel like they should have put the pieces around him that he needed to be successful a little bit. And Salter could have did a lot better too towards the end of the season. First couple of games, though, we went over his tape. He didn't turn the ball over. He ran for 4 straight touchdowns. You feel me? It was just putting the ball in the end zone for them. Ernest Campbell ran a 4.3 and well off drop. Say no more. Y'all want to go right now, or should we wait till 6? I said, go back and look at my Ernest Campbell video, bro. I told everybody, I said, bro, Ernest Campbell is the fastest on the team, hands down. He was probably out there moving. Oh, I can't wait to go watch that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta go watch that. Ernest Campbell ran a 4.3. Hey, that's light work too. He could probably low 4.3. Nick, I've been saying Pat was horrible since what's SS? If your scheme was better, we would have gotten to the playoffs easily. Absolutely. Yeah, this go-go offense kind of made for Salter for sure. Yep, yes, sir. That's where I deviate against teams like BYU and SC teams. The trenches would not have held up no matter the play calling. Belt. We would have got Belt in the trenches against Belt. Defensive line, Belt last season. No disrespect to those young men. Go be great. Y'all done stuff we probably never could do. You know what I'm saying? As far as like being in the trenches. But this season we looking for we need that defensive line to go crazy. But bro, I don't know. It was hard to watch Salter 3 yards from the sticks and throws it over. I know, bro. That was the most important. That was the most frustrating. Because it was like, bro, you got the legs, go, move. And then he wanted to look like, nah, I'm going to show y'all I got the dart, I got the arm. And it, like, the Kalon trailer is 5'7", and he threw it like it was Sincere Brown, like a couple, frustrated, bro. You can even see Coach Prime's face sometimes. It was just like, bro, throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, run the ball. That's what we brought you here for. Use your legs, bro. Let's do it. Absolutely. Like, all right. We coming up on an hour. I think I'm going to do the well-off review at the 6 o'clock hour. This one I want to leave it for we just chopping it up, bro. We just chopping it up in here. I'm gonna do the review later. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that because I definitely am excited. Ernest Campbell ran a 4.3, bro. I knew he was the fastest on our team, but you seen the height differential though. Like right now, it looks like out of our slot receivers, Scooterow and Gibson, I think Scooterow is the tallest slot, and then Scooterow, and then probably Gibson and Mathis, and then Cam Perry and Ernest Campbell. And if we had Ronald Coleman, would have been Ronald, and then Taggart, and then I don't like to leave out some of the other slot receivers, but I'm just Shedeur Sanders. Okay, right on, brother. Let's do it now. Let's do it. Bruh throwing 7 foot to a 5'5" dude. Low 4.3. Remy, what up, brother? He was moving. Okay. Yes, sir, Ski. No, I'm gonna go back to watch the vid. I'm gonna go back and watch I'm gonna be at work. I'm gonna go watch the vid. For sure. Yeah, I'm coming on an hour right now, so I want to be able to really like pause it and really go deep on it. Pause that too. But I just want to be able to, like, you feel me, really break it down. So I got to split it up today. Well, yeah, we going to go back. Oh, wait, bro. What time you get off of work, bro? We'll stay live till you get off of work, bro. We locked in. It's Colorado. Don't worry about it, bro. We'll wait for you to get off of work. Pull up. It's good. Nigel says Prime been there. Everyone got Colorado merch. They sell it all through the South. No way the school ain't making money. Oh, bro, like, the amount of money that he's brought to the city of Boulder is crazy, bro. The hotel rooms sold out. The arena sold out. The merch, crazy. The concerts he's brought. The celebrities he's brought. People's YouTube channel. Prime has provided so much opportunity. That's why I'm super thankful, bro. Like, I don't take none of this for granted. I know it took a lot of hard work, but when I actually, like, Colorado is my favorite football team. Coach Prime's my favorite athlete of all time, him and Allen Iverson. So it was nothing for me to be like, bro, like, seeing what he's doing now, he's a coach. It was just like a second win for us when he stopped playing. And then to see his sons and everything, it's just y'all know what Colorado is, bro. Like, we just got to get back to, another thing to your point, Nick Pillow, the TV revenue, bro. Like, we had some of the highest rated games ever since goes on TV television for that year. SEC, Alabama, Miami, we were up there as far as ratings, bro. We were up there. I get off at 10, bro. Ain't even went to work yet. Just get ahead of you. It's good. It's good. But nah, the TV money too, bro. Like, that TCU versus Colorado game, that's at the Standard. Ever since then, it's been through the roof, bro. Colorado's first game ever. TCU, Fox News. TCU's coming off of a national championship game, bro. It was lit. It was turned. It was turned up, that game. But yeah, Colorado, he's made a lot of money for a lot of the whole city, bro. The whole city is eating over there for sure. Oh, hold on. Let me do this one. My bad. Get this going. Oh, yeah. I'll go there. That's cool. So yeah, I still remember staying up till 2 a.m. watching that late Colorado State game, bro. That was it, bro. When bro took Travis out, Shedeur stood on business, bro. That's why I was like, yeah, I was already rocking, but I was like, yeah, bro, this is the team I'm talking about. It wouldn't even been that close of a game as Travis would have stayed in the game. And you remember when Travis came out afterwards, because bro got so much, bro. They was finna slide on bro because of Travis. Remember, Travis had to come out and make a video and be like, hey, bro, like, be cool. He's cool. He went bowling with him because, bro, like, I mean, I get it. When it gets outside of football, that's kind of crazy. But, bro, when he injured Travis, bro, they had to come out and make a video like, bro, y'all can't be like, chill, bro. Let him be good. Yeah, that was the most exciting game. Bro. I still remember that, bro. I miss those vibes, bro. That's why I be like Wolverine in my bed, looking at those times when it was Colorado, like that Colorado State game. Jimmy catch that Jimmy, and then that revenge, bro, when Jimmy shook number 11 and scored, that was payback, bro. Felt like a movie. Absolutely, bro. It did feel like a movie. You wouldn't have thought we're the script how it went. Absolutely, bro. That whole season, even though they won 4 games, we got belt against Oregon. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. That Oregon game was belt. When he was like, yeah, they play for clicks. They play for clicks. We play for wins. You know, Dan Lanning. That's all right. Jordan Seaton wasn't here for that, so it don't matter. Jordan Seaton wasn't here for that Dan Lanning game. We got belt against Oregon in 2023. You know, but them trenches, baby, them trenches was too. We getting a Prime season on Amazon Prime. I think this will be the year. I hope they don't drop nothing on last year. I mean, I don't think last year's there's going to be one because he was sick. So I think this season, yeah, I think this will be the year. And I'm telling you, year 4, he bringing in Brennan Marion. He got Carucci, you feel me? He doing it, you know, Prime doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, as of right now, I think he's trying to leave the program in good hands. But health, football, you know, he's not going to let these things get too far off the rail. Now, it's still Prime. You know, he still turned this Colorado football season around. But if things got real dark, I mean, at some point, just think of the headlines he's already getting, bro. I think he'll probably step away before it gets like that. Indiana spanked him. I was smiling ear to ear. That's tough. I think that was Nebraska too, bro. We had a couple tough games, but last season, bro? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Last season, it was like turning on the game, bro. I was already turning on the game on edge. Like, I swear, if y'all come out and y'all let them do whatever they want to do, bro. Because how can you get that speech, bro? Halftime was crazy too. Like, at halftime, Prime would stand on that podium, talk to everybody. He'd be like, "Come on." He'd be like, "Act like your mama out there, your sister, your grandma." Hey, little man and them on the line, like, your mama's out there. Then they go out there and get spanked. Belt second half. I was like, he just said, pretend like it was, you know, like moms and them. What you doing it for? What's your why? This is my why, Coach Belt. Yes, bro, that 2024 was just perfect. I really wish we had one more year with the team and we scored almost 30 plus on every time. Bro, LeJohntay, Jimmy, Shepard, Trav, the running game, I don't care what we talked about. We was never going to run the ball like that, bro. It was Shador's last year. They was airing that out, bro. It was always going to be, and I ain't going to lie. I wish that season, you know what would have made that season complete for me if Shador wouldn't have fell so far in the draft, bro. That was like that's when this all started. That's when 2025, that's when all this started. That's it. Cut the show. I'm done. That's when it all started, bro. When Shador fell in the draft, and then that's when it got dark. I don't know if Prime will coach past his deal. Yeah, because of his health and having impossible. Yeah, Brendan Marion's perfect, bro. Shermer was probably trying to think about it. Livingston was probably trying to think about it. I think Marion's perfect. When Deion Colorado contract over, he signed a 5-year contract. He signed an extension just this last season for 5 years. So, I mean, ain't no way. I mean, come on, bro. Ain't no way. As a head coach, I might see him maybe taking on a different role, but, you know, when he, you know, still being able, because Prime brings money. That's the thing. It all started from Shador falling in the trap. That's a fact. Because Prime brings money, bro. Like, he brings his name. I mean, it's just what he brings is when it works is like, if we've been in this chat before, when it works is when we popping it. We coming out with the music, we got the chains, the watches, but we like that. And we actually is putting belt. And when we get belt, it gives everybody the ammunition, all the beat writers, all the channels who already were writing crazy, just headlines. When the chains don't match the play on the field. Oh, when the coach's chain is louder than the play. You know, you feel me? You feel what I'm saying? They can't wait, bro. That's a fact, bro. So this season, we already gave them that last season. Let them eat it up. Pause. Let them eat it up. We ain't doing that this year, bro. I really honestly feel like that ain't going to be the situation this year. I honestly feel like we're going to be able to actually put belt this year. That's why I'm dropping the merch. Belt. Hey, come on now. Can't get anything different. Yeah, so this is just a little something. If you guys was thinking about it, no pressure or whatever, but design these concepts. Yeah, just let me know. But what else is going on? How y'all feeling today, bro? What's the move? Let's see here. Yeah, let's go. No, I don't like that skinny, bro. I'm gonna hold you. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it, bro. So that's what this live was about tonight. You already know. Tonight around 6, maybe 6:30. 6:30. We about to probably do some reviews. So you see if they put out any practice film, gonna do some reviews on some live reactions. We'll talk about it in the chat together. I ain't gonna lie, we've been weak in the chat, bro, because these hairlines at CU have been crazy. Ernest Campbell ran a 4.2. Little Bucket really was Little Bucket. What's good, Brody? Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah, I'm about to do that review at I'm about to do the reaction to that around 6. I'm gonna do that one. I'm about to get off right here. I mean, I had an hour. I still got to do some editing and stuff. So got about another 10, 15, like 5 minutes or so. Ernest. But go back to what we talked about. We knew Ernest Campbell was gonna be the fastest receiver, bro. Easy call. That's a layup. That's a layup. That is a layup. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it right there, though, bro. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the thumbs up. I will be back on tonight at 6:30. We're gonna go over Weber State, scout at Weber State. We're gonna go over some more go-go formations I've seen that we could really use with Brendan Marion. See if anything changes on the depth chart based on. I mean, it's way too early, but we're just react to some of these guys, what they ran, their 40s and everything. You know the vibes. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being in here, bro. I'll be back at 6:30. I hope to see everybody back in here tonight, and then we'll keep it moving. All right, appreciate it. Gone. All right, y'all. Gone.